Getting married is one of the most important choices you will ever make. With care and understanding, this choice can lead to amazing growth and happiness. But if you do it carelessly, it can feel like you're walking on broken glass for the rest of your life. There are many men who don't notice the red flags that become major problems later on. Don't become one of them. Be sure to watch our new episode, The Reasons Why Men Should Avoid Marrying This Type of Woman, right until the end. A type of woman that many men might want to steer clear of is the one who thrives on perpetual drama. At first glance, her fiery personality can feel thrilling, like stepping onto a roller coaster. She might have a magnetic energy that keeps you hooked, her highs intoxicating, and her lows dramatic enough to keep your attention fixed. But over time, living with someone who constantly stirs up conflict can feel less like an adventure and more like being stuck in a never-ending storm. Imagine trying to build a home while she's repeatedly setting small fires. Not because she enjoys destruction, but because she doesn't know how to live without the chaos. You end up spending all your energy extinguishing those flames instead of enjoying the warmth of a peaceful life. Consider a real-world example of this type. A man I once knew, let's call him Sam, was in love with a woman whose life seemed like a soap opera. Every day, it was a new crisis. Arguments with friends, workplace drama, misunderstandings with her family. Sam initially saw her as someone passionate and lively, but soon he became the emotional punching bag for every unresolved issue she had. By the time he realized he was sacrificing his mental health to keep up with her emotional demands, he was already deeply entrenched in the relationship. It took years for him to untangle himself, but he admitted later that marrying her would have been like locking himself into a cage where the key was forever out of reach. Another type to be cautious of is the woman who views relationships as a tool for validation. This isn't about someone who simply appreciates love and affection. Most people do. It's about someone who builds her self-worth entirely on how much you're willing to sacrifice for her. At first, she might seem incredibly invested in you, always wanting your attention, asking for your opinion, and depending on you for her happiness. It feels flattering until you realize that her love is less about who you are and more about how you make her feel about herself. This is similar to pouring water into a bucket that has a hole in the bottom. It will never be enough, no matter how much you give. Imagine you're building a house, and she's insistent that only her vision matters. Every room must be decorated her way, and she's never satisfied, always tearing things down to rebuild differently. This can leave you feeling more like a laborer than a partner. Take Mike, for example. He married a woman who was constantly seeking reassurance about her looks, her talents, even her worth as a person. Mike loved her deeply, but he soon found himself living in a perpetual state of trying to prove his loyalty. Compliments became expected, grand gestures were never grand enough, and his emotional energy drained faster than he could replenish it. Their relationship eventually collapsed. Not because Mike didn't care, but because he felt like a supporting actor in her drama, rather than an equal partner. A third type of woman to approach with caution is the one who treats her partner as a project to fix. Relationships often require compromise and growth, but when someone sees you as flaws to be fixed, it's different. These women might initially seem nurturing, ready to help you achieve your goals and unlock your potential. But over time, you start to notice that her help comes with strings attached. She's not just supporting your journey, she's steering the ship, sometimes right into waters you never wanted to explore. Imagine you're a car, and instead of fueling you up and joining the ride, she keeps trying to replace the parts that make you unique. One man, David, described his relationship with a woman who was always pushing him to change. Whether it was his career, his hobbies, or even his choice of friends, nothing was ever good enough for her vision of who he should be. At first, David thought her critiques came from a place of love, but he later realized they were more about control. By the time he left the relationship, he felt like a stranger to himself, unsure of who he was or what he wanted anymore. The last kind of woman that deserves serious reflection before committing is the one who avoids accountability at all costs. It's one thing to make mistakes, everyone does. But when someone refuses to own up to their role in conflicts, blaming others or circumstances instead, it creates a dynamic where you're always the scapegoat. This type of woman might have an uncanny ability to turn any argument around, making you feel like you're the one at fault, even when her behavior is clearly out of line. It's like playing chess with someone who flips the board every time they're about to lose, and then insists it's your fault the game's ruined. Take Ryan, who married a woman with a chronic habit of dodging responsibility. If she overspent on their budget, it was because he didn't explain the finances well enough. If she hurt his feelings during an argument, it was because he was too sensitive. Over time, Ryan began to doubt his own perceptions, always wondering if he was the problem. It wasn't until a therapist pointed out the pattern that he realized he was trapped in a cycle where her lack of accountability was slowly eroding his confidence. Of course, no one is perfect, and every relationship will come with its share of challenges. But marrying someone who embodies these patterns can feel like trying to swim with weights tied to your ankles. It's not about seeking perfection in a partner, but about ensuring the foundation of your relationship is solid enough to weather life's inevitable storms. A good partnership allows for mutual growth, where both people feel supported, valued, and heard. But when you find yourself constantly battling for peace, clarity, or understanding, it might be worth reconsidering if this is the kind of future you truly want. Choosing a life partner is like choosing the co-pilot for a journey you'll navigate together. The wrong choice doesn't just make the ride bumpy, it can reroute your entire destination. So take your time, trust your instincts, and remember that a relationship's true value lies not in how it starts, but in how it sustains and uplifts both of you through all of life's twists and turns. Okay guys, there you have it. The reasons why men should avoid marrying this type of woman. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed watching this video. And don't forget, you are always welcome to leave your opinion in the comments below the video. Stay tuned for our next video here on version 2 Point of View. In the meantime, take care everybody, and goodbye for now.